Hello guys, today I'm replicating this style for my clients and I want to sew along with you guys. So let's sew along, guys. So for me to do this corset, I've already marked out these lines. This would be my shoulder line. I will use this as my shoulder line, and this is the armhole line. This is the under bust line. This is the natural waistline. The waistline where you have the waist is smaller, that is the line here, and this is the low waist. Then I'm going to be using this as my hip line. Although the dress is not up to the corset top is not up to the hip line, I'm going to be using that for guide. You will understand when we get to that. So you know how I usually draft my corset patterns. That's the same method I'm going to be using. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to get the neck width. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to get the neck depth, and I'm going to be connecting it to this one. Next is to get the shoulder line. The shoulder divided by 2 is what I'm going to be marking here. I'm going to drop this down here. And connect these lines. Next, I'm going to drop this down. The shoulder sloping, I'm going to be dropping it down there and connect this line. Next is to get the bust circumference. So bust divided by 4 is what I'm going to be putting here. And I'm going to be getting the armhole curve. For me to get that, I will make this half of this. I'm going to come in here like so. And I'm going to connect these lines. Now on the natural waistline, I'm going to divide that by 4 and mark that there. And on the hip line, I'm going to divide that by 4 and mark it there. So I'm going to be connecting these lines. I won't get to this place. I just had to use this as a guide. This is where I'm going to be stopping. That's why I told you I am going to use this as a guide, but this is where I am stopping. So I have gotten the shape I wanted. If I hadn't used this, I wouldn't have gotten this exact measurements that I wanted. That's why I made this. So this is where we're going to stop. Make sure you do a curve like this, so you don't have a sharp edge there. So this is what we're working with. This is our final length for the top. So now we are coming into getting the bra cup. So next we are going to determine the depth of the top, the neckline of the top. So with that, I'm going to be coming down 10 inches. And on this place, I'm going to be coming in 1 inch like so. So let me mark this line. Yes. So this is going to be our separation of the nipple to nipple. Normally, I usually separate mine with ½ inch, but because of the design of this cloth, we're going to be making it 1 inch. By the time you open it, remember this is on fold. By the time you open it, it's going to be 2 inches. So that's what we're going to be using. Now this is the under bust line. Remember, under bust line. Yes. So these are the 2 things we are going to be using now. The next thing I'm going to do is, you know, if you have been watching my corset tutorials, I use the bra cup. So this is the bra cup I'm going to be using today, but there's something I will want you to note, that there is this bra wire they have added here. So what we're going to be using, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be using this measurements to get our bra cup shape. We're not going to be using here, we're using here. So what I'm going to be doing is to come like so. So remember I said we're using here. So I'm going to be coming in, making sure this matches here and this place matches my underbust. So I'm going to be doing this. Let me place my hand on it. You see, it's on that line. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to be moving this like so. So once I have gotten this, I am going to mark for my shape of my bra cup. This is here, remember, but I'm just going to use this. By the time I'm done, I will come back to the normal place. So with this like this, I am going to come this way, and I'm going to be marking the shape. I'm going to be using this to mark the shape of the yoke. By the time I'm done, I'm going to correct this line. So this is going to be the shape of the yoke for me. So let me remove this and make this a nice curve. So I'm going to be coming down, like depending on where you want it to be. You can bring down your opening to your unnatural waistline, to the hemline, anywhere you want to take it to, but I'm going to be taking it here. And again, there's something I want to do so that it will be easy. I'm going to be coming in 1/2 inch this way on the natural waistline. I'm going to be coming in 1/2 inch. So I'm going to be connecting this my line like so, like a U. Yes, this is what I'm going to. So all these are my yoke. I hope you understand what I'm doing. Yes, but by the time I'll be done, I will use the embellishment to cover this and give it the final shape that I want. So you already know how I get my this thing. If you have been watching my corset tutorial, so that's how I'm going to be getting the shape for this. So next thing, remember that we are going to get this measurement. So let me get that one. Is this 3/8? From there to here is 3/8. So I'm going to be getting that 3/8 all around it to get my real curve. So this is my normal line. This is not the line that I'm going to use. So this is the line that I'll be using. Don't mind this, I made a mistake and cut this, but I gummed it back because I'm not supposed to cut from the natural waist. This is the natural waist and this is the underbust. So for the back, what I would do is to use this same pattern for the front and, you know, do the same thing for the back. So the only thing I'm going to do is on this natural waist. Remember, I have not added any sewing allowance to this. So when you're going to be cutting on your fabric, you're going to be cutting out the pattern. You're going to be adding sewing allowance to all these places. So this is the back and this is the natural waist. Natural waist. So on this waistline, I'm going to be coming in 3/4 of an inch on the waistline at the back, and I'm going to connect this out like so. Remember, if the hip was to be there, I'm going to go like this and come out on the waistline like so. So I'm going to still pretend as if this is the hip line and come out like that and do this. So this will give me the curve so that the zip will balance well. So I'm going to connect this up like that. Always add this to the back of your corset. It would help it to balance well. So the next I'm going to do is to get the neck depth for the back, and I'm going to connect it to this one. Don't mind this, don't mind this. This is what I'm using. So this is it for the back. And now the yoke of the back, for the back yoke, I'm going to be giving it this shape like this. Then for the back, I am going to be having a panel. I want to have a panel. A panel, what I mean by a panel is I will have a cut here. The other ones I can, you know, put my bonings without making any panel. But for this, for the back, I'm going to be putting a panel. I'm going to be making panel here because of what I am going to be doing when I'm sewing it. So let me show you what I would do. The nipple to nipple divided by 2. Whatever I get is what I am going to be putting here. So this will give me the back panel. So this is the front and this is the back. Remember, this is a sew along with me. So guys, we are doing this together. The next video we are going to be coupling this, and I'm going to be sharing with you some sewing tips and tricks that I use in making my corset. And for the pattern for the Bra Cup, you already know how I draft that if you have been watching my video. If you have not been watching my videos on how I make corsets, go ahead. I'm going to drop them in the description section so you know how I draft the pattern for my customized corsets, and you go and learn how I do that and get the pattern for this. So with this, we have come to the end of today's video. I'm going to see you on my next video. Bye bye.